All right, so I'm here with Matt Burkholder. He is one of our speakers this year at the 2024 National Cover Crop Summit. So Matt, why don't you tell us a little bit about your presentation, what the title is, and a couple things that you hope that listeners will take away from your presentation.
Hello, thanks for having me today. I'm excited to be here with everyone. And like I said in my presentation, I started continuous no-till in cover crops in 2012, and it was quite the journey. When I started back then, there was not the resources that we have today. YouTube and those different resources were not as available. I just had some magazines that I could read, and so it was quite the journey. I've learned a lot along the way, and some of my mentors or advisors have been a big help in teaching me the things that I know. What I didn't realize growing up as a kid on a farm, I didn't realize that there was life under the soil. I knew we had earthworms, but I didn't know there was so much more than that. Back then we chisel plowed and left the soil. We didn't work it down in the fall. We left it bumpy, thinking that was helping us with soil erosion. I made those mistakes. That was my fault. But we know better now, so I would just like to encourage people, no matter what state you're in, what is your annual rate of soil erosion? Let's just keep that in mind. We should not see the rivers and the streams brown after every rainfall event. I think we can do so much better than that. And, this, like I said, this is a journey. So if you've been doing these practices for many years, is there a neighbor around that you can help and you can help mentor? How can we be a blessing to others? And then also, how can we leave this earth better than we found it? How can we be a blessing to our community, blessing to the environment, and just help everybody out? So.
And I don't want to give away too much, but one of the really interesting things about your presentation is kind of comparing your soil, having done cover crops and no-till for as long as you have, to soil just over the fence from you that is tillage, essentially. What's something that you've kind of learned from that comparison that you're going to share with others in this presentation?
I hear farmers say, every month they say, well, that works here, but it won't work there. But then I go look at their field and they've got a neighbor right across the road or right across the fence row that is doing completely different management practices than they are. And I had that same instance. So my farm's continuous no-till and cover crops, and the neighbor, they're doing tillage every couple of years. And I thought, well, I want some more data on this. I can see how our soils look different, but I want more data. So what we did was a Haney soil health test on my farm and the other farm. And last year was the first year we did that on those two farms. And I'm going to keep doing those year after year just to see the progression that we made. But other than visual differences, I really like how the Haney test gave me some good data.
All right. Well, if you're listening, make sure to tune into this presentation. You'll see all that data compared, as well as some really interesting pictures side by side of the soil profile and lots more. So be sure to register, and hopefully you'll get a chance to check out this awesome presentation.